Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal. SMCI and AMD just released the earning. Let's take a look how good is that and what should be our expectation after the earnings. Let's start with the SMCI. You see this data on your screen. This is from CNBC. So SMCI just reported 6.65 earnings versus expected 5.78 and the revenue 3.85 billion versus 3.95 expected. So they were able to beat the earnings, but they were not able to beat the revenue. They're a little short on the revenue. Let's discuss how good is this earning. I'm showing you this table. This contains the historical earnings data for SMCI for last 6 quarters. The last 6 quarters, with the exception of just one quarter where they missed the earnings, on average, they were able to beat the expectation by 13.66%. The recent earning actuals came 6.65 versus the projected, and that gives 13.87. So this is in line with the historical average. This tells that it's not too great earning surprise, but it's kind of okay because it's aligned with the historical average. But the one dark spot this time is they were not able to beat the revenue. So that's why overall picture is mixed and SMCI stock price is down after hours. Let's take a look. You see SMCI is down 7.89% after hours. This tells me that short sellers are very active on SMCI stock at this point. So this may continue to go down sometime tomorrow as well, but eventually it will go up because the earnings surprise is not very bad. It's kind of okay. So anything below 800 for SMCI, I think would be a good price to buy for the long term. Now let's take a look my SMCI projected stock price. My projected SMCI stock price before and after earning was this. I shared with you this data sometime last week. At this point, after hours is below my minimum SMCI stock price, that is 788. So this tells that it's not a bad price to buy, but I will revise this projected SMCI stock price in a day or two when I get a clarity on the future earning projections, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay. Now let's take a look AMD. So I'm showing you this data from CNBC. So earning per share came 0.62 versus 0.61 expected, and the revenue came 5.47 billion actual versus 5.46 billion expected. So they were able to beat the earnings and revenue with a very little margin, and that is in line with my yesterday expectation when I loaded a video and expected that AMD should be able to beat the earnings, but not with a very high margin. Now let's do some analysis. So in this table, I show you the historical earnings actual and the projected for AMD. On average, last 6 quarters, 2.06% earning surprise with some missed earning, right? And we already went over this file yesterday, and I mentioned you guys that last quarter they missed the earning, but historically they were able to beat it on average. So I was expecting they should be able to beat this time, but less than 5%. So this is exactly what happened. The earning actuals came 0.62 versus zero point 0.6, and the earnings surprise is 3.33%, and that's not very great. And I expect that AMD should go down. Let's take a look how AMD is behaving after hours. You see that on your screen? The AMD is down probably about 6.8% after hours, and that is also in line with my yesterday expectation when I expected that if the earnings comes less than 5%, AMD stock may be under pressure. Okay, so the next few days I see that AMD may be under pressure, but eventually it should rebound sometime next week because at this time I'm guessing short sellers are very active and they will need to cover their position in next few days and next week. So any stock price below 150 for AMD is not a bad buy at this point. And that's my personal opinion. So that was all about SMCI and AMD post earning analysis. I just wanted to share this video with you so that we know how good was the earnings surprise and what should we expect in the next few days for SMCI and AMD. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.